I would say the church, more so than the rest of society, is very scared of crypto. So much so that it's controversial in some spaces. Can you speak to that and kind of talk about misconceptions and something that you wish the church genuinely knew about crypto?
Sure. People don't like anything they don't understand, right?
Yeah.
And that's the main point with crypto. And that's why if you watch the news, you'll see all this, basically just talking bad about crypto and all this kind of stuff. And if you when you go into the church or you go into really anywhere, people just don't understand it. Why would we go online and use Bitcoin? What even is Bitcoin? Is it a physical coin? Do I keep it in my wallet? Like, people just don't understand it. But I would relate this. I mean, and people may call me crazy for this, but back when there were horse and buggies, everybody said, well, why do we need cars? We already have horses and buggies. We don't need this, right? When the internet came out, when Amazon came out, right? People were like, well, we have Barnes and Nobles, we have Borders. Like, why do we need to buy books online? It doesn't make any sense, right? And I think it's just people are scared of what they don't understand. And I would love for some people to just do a little bit more research, and you don't have to get as crazy deep into it. But for me, I mean, honestly, also when you talk about giving and, you talk about giving to the church and stuff, there are also tax benefits. There's so many different things that come into play that I think if people just knew and people understand, then I think it makes a lot more sense to me personally.
One thing that you said, Taylor, that was interesting is you like crypto because you can go in and out really quickly, right? And so to your point about, who said we needed cars when we had, horses and buggies. In hindsight, what cars has done is it's revolutionized transportation. How do you see crypto revolutionizing money, finances, financial technology?
I mean, how far down the sci-fi route do you want me to go here? 'Cause
Let's
I've got some,
go. Let's
right?
give it up for the sci-fi route.
I mean, when you start talking about like how far it could go, I mean, you say the word NFTs, right? And everybody just immediately thinks of like dumb cartoon drawings of dogs or monkeys or whatever
Yeah.
it is, right? And granted, that's where, there was some popularity a year or two ago. But NFTs, these non-fungible tokens, I mean, one day they could be used for deeds of houses. They could be used for deeds of cars. Anything of value could be assigned an NFT. And if I want to sell Vance my house, he buys the NFT for me. And now, hey, guess what? The house is Vance's, right? I think that there's so much possibility with the thing that really Bitcoin and crypto really established, right, was this idea that the blockchain, okay? I'm not going to try to explain what the blockchain is, but it's essentially a ledger, okay? It's a receipt book. That's really all it is. And what it really established was the fact that it can't be broken. It can't be hacked. It can't be changed. It's there, and it's adopted and kept track of by hundreds of thousands or millions of people, right? And so it's always being checked on to make sure that it's right. And so when you start looking at that, I think that there's also, I mean, you hear all about all these crazy things of corruption, and there's so many different ways that you could go with this. You hear about banks failing, you hear about Silicon Valley Bank, you hear about all this different kind of stuff, right? And I'm not talking bad about banks, but at the end of the day, if everything was kept on a public ledger that every bank ever does, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. It would be caught before it happens, right? And I just think that it's an emerging technology that we don't even really know what the full use case of it is yet, which is why people like me are investing in it, because I think that there are a lot of use cases for it, and I want to get in early.